Hey friends, welcome to Gardening with Creekside. I am Jenny, and today I have got some landscaping inspiration for you. We are standing in the front corner of our house. We have a perfect bed. It's a great bed. It's about a 15 foot by 15 foot right off the front of our porch. This is our bathroom right behind us, and this bed gives us lots of opportunities to fill it with gorgeous summer color. So I want to share with you today what I have dreamed up for this year, kind of share my thoughts with it about how I came up with this idea, and to maybe hopefully inspire you to come up with an easy solution to fill a relatively large space that will give you months and months of color, all the way from spring until fall. So what we're going to be using are all Proven Winners annuals. We have Diamond Mountain, we have the Supertunia Bordeaux, and we have the Graceful Grass Vertigo. Last year in this bed, I still used the Diamond Mountain, which was brand new last year, and it did gorgeous. Instead of the Bordeaux, I used the Supertunia Vista Bubblegum, and I used the Prince Tut Grass, and I had actually planted in the front row here the Lemon Coral Sedum. Now, we are in North Carolina, a zone 7B, so the Lemon Coral Sedum is actually a perennial for us here. I left it in the ground this past fall into the winter because I wanted to see what it was going to do. So this is a bit of an experiment for me this year. I may love it and it may do great, or I may decide, yeah, maybe not so much, and pull it out. But you can see below me what it looks like right now in mid-April. I've not done anything to it. Of course, just keep the weeds out of it. But this is what it looks like after a winter in North Carolina. So that is a win-win as far as I'm concerned. I have, as far as spaced out here in this bed, my whole vision of this is that the Vertigo grass is a large, giant, I would say, purple fountain grass, because it can get really tall, and it is going to fill in this space with its deep, dark purple blades of grass. It is going to be an absolute showstopper. Now, to really accentuate and highlight its dark colors, I have planted, or I'm going to plant, a hedge of the Diamond Mountain behind it. I did this last year, and by the end of the year, Diamond Mountain was 2 to 3 feet tall. Proven Winners specifically bred the Diamond Mountain Euphorbia to be a great landscape euphorbia. It makes a massive impact of these white, airy blooms, and it will easily grow together and form a hedge. Spacing on these, I was very technical on it. In fact, I was so technical, I just did it by my foot's length rather. So my foot is about 10 inches apart. So I put my foot down, I had one plant on my heel and I had one plant on my toe, and I just evenly spaced them behind me. Behind me I have 15 of them going from tip to tip of the flower bed. They'll easily grow together. Then we have the gorgeous Supertunia Bordeaux. Bordeaux is just this glorious color of purple, both light lavender and then these dark, dark centers. We're using 1 gallon petunias here. They're going to give me instant impact. I will instantly tell that this bed has been planted, and it will have gorgeous flowers. So we're going to go ahead and get started on planting it. Now, Proven Winners did send me this great little gadget to test out and to see how I liked it. I've used it once and it was fantastic. So let me show it to you. This is their, hopefully I'm getting the name right, the Twist N Plant Auger. So this is our drill, and then this auger is from Proven Winners. It is super duper heavy duty. Even in our North Carolina thick red clay, this guy does not care, and it just makes the perfect hole for your 4-inch material. So we're gonna start digging some holes. So this little guy made very quick work of digging those 15 holes. It is fantastic. I love this thing. Takes a little bit of getting used to as far as getting your speed right, but once you do, man, this thing is awesome. So the auger made really quick work of getting those holes dug. So when we go back, we're going to pop in the diamond mountains into the holes. At this point, you get to decide, do you want to put your slow release fertilizer in the hole with the plant, or do you want to sprinkle it around it? Honestly, at this point, it is just faster and easier for me just to drop it in the hole. Of course, I'm going to use the Proven Winners slow release fertilizer because it has everything that these plants need. For a 4-inch material, it takes very little, like a teaspoon or less. So it's just going to be a quick little shake. We're going to plop in the Diamond Mountain and bam, those will be done. Okay, so I've got my mess cleaned up from planting the Diamond Mountains. Now we're going to work on this vertigo grass. Now, I told you that this auger does a 4-inch material perfect, but it also will make a wonderful hole for my 1 gallon annuals. All I have to do is just do a couple of different little holes right there together. It really loosens up the soil. Then I'll use my shovel to get the extra dirt out. Okay guys, so this is the next morning. Last night we did not beat the sun setting, and so we ran out of daylight. So we are back here the next morning to give you a recap of this gorgeous bed. Now, I want to reiterate one thing about this flower bed. It does stay in the shade until about 11 o'clock in the morning, but then after that, it gets the full afternoon hot sun, because all of these plants really do require that full sun amount of daylight, which is 6 hours of direct sunlight. Remember, in the back we have the Diamond Mountain. It is the perfect landscape euphorbia, as it will get easily 2 to 3 feet tall, and it will get nice and wide, and it will just create this lovely, gorgeous hedge of white, frothy flowers. Here in the middle for our thriller is the Vertigo Graceful Grass. It is a huge purple fountain grass that can get easily 4 to 8 feet tall, just based on how much water you give it. Remember, I did put a little irrigation line on that, so it's going to get lots of water, so I expect it to get nice and big and full. It will be that deep dark purple, absolutely stunning. And then here in the front we did Supertunia Bordeaux, which is a lovely purple petunia from Proven Winners. These were 1 gallon pots. We spaced them roughly about 12 to 18 inches apart from each other, but there are 2 plants in each of those pots, so they will fill in this whole area with just a carpet of purple blooms. And then in the front I have my lemon coral sedum that was actually planted this time last year, but because we're in North Carolina in a zone 7, it is a perennial for us. So this bed took a little bit of effort to put everything in, but it is going to give us months and months of gorgeous blooms, flowers, interest, foliage. It is going to be fantastic. The maintenance on this will be, of course, that you need to water it, and then once my slow release fertilizer runs out in about 3 months, then I will begin that water soluble regimen so that everybody has lots of food, because remember, food equals flowers. No food, no flowers, and we want to have lots of flowers. So feeding your plants a regular rotation of good quality fertilizer is very important. I hope that you have found this video helpful, that you have learned something, that you have been inspired to create a beautiful space in the area that you have been given. Please make sure to like this channel, subscribe to Gardening with Creekside, and we will see y'all next time. Bye guys.